so happy to have you here. You can't move, right? Yeah, we good. Yeah, we're doing a video with you. Yeah. Hey guys, we can start. Hi friends, this is another episode of Warrior Talk. Today we have a very, very special guest with us, Sepp, the founder of the company. It was really hard to drag him in front of the camera, and the reason why he is here, he literally concreted his feet in a solid block of concrete, and so he can't move away, and is now sitting here willing to talk to me. Hi Sepp.
Howdy.
Yeah, I can remember you never wanted to be on video for the company. But now you're here, so it's a great pleasure to have you here and talking to you. Can you tell us a little bit more on how it turned out that you, being a professional special operations guy, sitting behind a sewing machine and doing stuff for yourself or a large community of users? So how did this come? How the heck did you came up with the plan, and what was the trigger?
The story is very simple. When I got first time deployed to Afghanistan, we were in Task Force Kabar. That was in the very beginning of this touring to Afghanistan, and all the Western countries were sending their special forces units. So we were sitting all very close together, and one guy was shining out. He was an Australian guy from the Special Air Service Regiment from the Australians. He was a sniper, and for each weapon system, God bless the snipers. Yeah. And for each weapon system he was carrying, and they had a plan. They had plenty of them. He was running really shiny, good-looking, functional carrying equipment. And once I asked him, "Hey, where do you get the equipment? Do you buy it by yourself?" What was common during that time in our unit, or do you get it official issued? And he said, "No, I have my own sewing machine, and I do all the stuff by myself." And that was the starting in my mind. I need a sewing machine, because from that point on, it looked simple to me to have something in mind, have a problem, have probably a solution in mind, and starting creating the solution for your problems. So I came back home from this tour, and 1 week later I had my first sewing machine. And then it started. And
you had no idea how to do this. I mean, industry standards, how to, what needle, what, I don't know, what sewing machine, what thread, whatever. So you just, how did you get there at the end of the day?
I grew up in a very small village, but one of the best parachute technicians in whole Europe was my neighbor. So I was with 12 or 13 years. I was first time in his shop. And
was that the time you were asking him how to become a professional parachutist, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That was exactly.
And that was the time he was waving you off then, yeah?
And I was 12 or 13 years old, and he said, "Yeah, start growing, become older, and then we can speak about skydiving." But during that time, I just went over and asked him, "Hey, I have a sewing machine. Can you show me how to handle it?"
And where's the on button?
No, that was easy, but it's small problems about thread and stuff like that. And I also used his bar tag machine during that time. But it was a couple of hours I spent in his shop, and he showed me how to do it and how to use a sewing machine. And from then on, I mean, when I left school, I learned carpenter, and I used my... What is the English name for a meterstab? measuring unit, the foldable measuring
we call
thing.
it measuring stick.
Measuring stick. We call it measuring stick. And I started designing and creating with my measuring stick and a pencil on paper. I put the paper on heavy paper or cartonnage.
Cardboard.
Cardboard. And from then on, cut off the cardboard and put it on fabric. Cut the fabric, started sewing. And when I was lucky, I had it in the first or maybe second turn. But the few products took me 5 to 10 times until I had it fine.
So it was trial and error, basically.
Totally.
Okay, so pure development. You start off with an idea, then you made your patterns, tried to fumble everything together, and then it worked out, or it didn't at the end of the day, right?
I always found a solution. I mean, in the beginning, the main driving element was my own needs, my own problems. So I wanted to find a solution for the problem, and during that time I needed to find a solution because it made me faster, it made me more efficient, it made me better.
Let's put it this way: a dedicated setup for every problem you were encountering during missions or could encounter during missions.
Exactly.
Right? Okay.
Training or mission. You encounter a problem, pretty sure you had pretty fast you had a solution in mind, and then the designing and creating started.
Okay, and then like after trial and error and stuff like that, you were then also solving problems of your teammates, like in terms of your company mates and stuff like that?
Exactly. I mean, in the very first beginning, I built equipment for myself, and as soon as I was wearing it during exercises or in trainings, all the other guys saw it and they asked me, hey, where did you get it?
So you were the Aussie then, the Australian SAS guys, where do you get this from? No, it's not issued, by the way, we're in German Army.
Yeah. So I started telling them, hey, I made it myself. Do you have a problem? I mean, do you have a problem for me?
Yeah.
Because my problem or my problems were done so far. Yeah. And they came up with problems. So I found solutions for their problems. It started growing. And
so it was not purely a commercial aspect in the beginning, right? It was just out of fun, out of passion, you can say, and just the will to get better, buy better equipment.
In this or in the next step, it was something in mind, or my mindset was to make the whole team better, make the whole platoon better. Because if we are all together better than the rest, or are more efficient, we can do jobs faster and safer and more professional. So the next step was making them better, and then the business was growing over the unit out. I mean, during that time, we created stuff for the whole unit. And in small charges. I mean,
small charges, just single piece manufacturing, so pure.
And you mentioned the commercial thing. The only thing I asked for was the money for the raw material.
Raw materials.
I mean, that was that was the highest cost. Didn't count my time and stuff. For me, it was learning.
So and then you decided to leave the army, and your skills up to this day. When you left the army, you thought they were like, okay, let's do this or make a business model out of it, right? Or not? Or
No, not really. No. I did my high school degree after I left the army, and I thought I'd go for studying at the university. But the main reason. What happened during my high school degree? School ended at 1:00 p.m. Afternoon, and after my first training session, I was bored. So I thought about, hey, what could I do just to
fill the afternoon and the afternoon? Yeah.
What can you do? Carpenter, yeah, maybe learning. Maybe. I had a lot of fun during that time just to create products.
So you still kept on with the business for yourself for
or
a little bit here
other
and there.
guys and here and there, and creating products, creating a small line of products. I wouldn't say that the main focus was for commercial side. It was just having them and maybe seeing what's coming and what's going on. And after the first couple of months, I put them out. I showed them former comrades. I showed them guys on shows and so on. And then it was again mouth marketing. Is it the right wording? So
I guess so. Yeah. Direct marketing. Yeah.
Direct marketing.
Just showing up in front of the guys, showing them around, and telling a story.
I grew interest in different units, in different persons, and from there on, I finished my high school degree during that time, and they asked for products. Where can we get it? What would it cost? What and so on.
And then, is it true that at your first exhibition you were showing up in a suit and a tie, or is that just rumors?
No, it's not rumor. I really did it. I came to my really first exhibition. I came up in a business suit, and guys who know me better, I'm not the business suit guy.
No.
Usually,
you couldn't tell by your current clothing, but.
And I met a good friend, a former comrade, came and he saw me. He was laughing, and he said, "Hey, Sepp, that's not you." I mean, nothing to say about your driving this exhibition and your equipment and stuff like that, but you don't look real.
Yeah,
it looks more
it's
like
not authentic,
fake.
so to say.
Yeah, it's not authentic. And that was the real first time and the last time I was wearing a business suit with a tie.
In your life.
Yeah. Not in my life. There were different times where I had to wear a suit, but not in exhibitions.
So when I always talk to customers, like long-lasting customers, a couple of them tell me they were sitting at your kitchen table, literally in the beginning, where you did like pattern drawing, stuff like that, cutting and stuff like that. You kept the raw materials in your garage, and this is all true, right? So the first, I'd say, company facility, so to say, was your home, actually.
Yeah, I mean, my during that time, my girlfriend, now she's my wife, we married. We rebuilt a house, and in the beginning, designing and development was done on the kitchen table, sewing machine. And I bought myself a second sewing machine,
wow,
a real
big
good one.
Those days, yeah.
My first Yuki during that time, and sewing was done in the basement, and raw material was stored in the garage, and also the finished products we did there. So I had a couple of customers in my kitchen, on the kitchen table, and we were discussing about their problems, their solutions they're looking for, and so on. So we were designing on the kitchen table.
Wow! And now we're a company of 65 with all like these standards, ISO 9001. But then still, by looking at me, I can see you're not interested in that. Yeah, okay. So these days we're like kind of Wild West and stuff like that. But so when did you come up with the company name Lindnerhof Taktik? So how is that? Because I always get asked these questions, and I can tell the story halfway right. But just how did you come up with that name?
That is a very simple thing. I mean, in Bavaria, each farm has a farm name. So the Lindner farm is managed by the family named Sixt. So the Sixt family is running the Lindnerhof. And I'm the eldest son. So usually in Bavaria, it is the way that the eldest son is
You're the farmer, the next generation.
The next generation farmer.
Yeah.
decided pretty soon that I'm not in the mood to become a farmer.
Yeah.
I think I was 12 or 13 years old. Around about the time when I first time went to my neighbor's shop and asked him where and how I can start skydiving. So I told it my parents, and they let me do. I mean, they probably did not understand what I'd like to do and how I want to do it.
But they didn't also have an option.
No, not really. I mean, I have 4 brothers and 1 sister, so they had options.
Yeah, but okay, so successor was been saved. Okay, all right. Yeah.
So I signed the contract with the army on my 18th birthday because they say they don't want to let me go sooner. So in Germany, there's the possibility to sign with 17 years, but your parents have to sign, and they said, no, this is something we will do. So I signed on my 18th birthday. But the name Lindnerhof comes from the farm because one of my comrades during that time, when I was creating products for my team, platoon, or guys in the unit, he said, or the products were growing in an amount. So he said, you need a name for your product, so it's identical with where you come from. With so everybody knows who did the product, and the story is well known in the unit where I come from, German or a Bavarian farmer boy. So he said, "You're from the Lindnerhof, or from the Lindner farm," and I said yes. So we have a name, Lindnerhof Taktik.
For American customers, we now should rebrand it Lindnerhof Farm, but that's Lindner Farm.
Lindner farm.
Sorry. So what was the key to success, you would say? Was it like a product or a customer or a combination of both, or what was? How did it then evolve? At the end of the day, so you were sitting at your kitchen table doing stuff, but then I'm sure you pretty soon discovered. This is not. It's too small,
I wouldn't say a product. I wouldn't say a product. From looking back nowadays to these days, I think there was nobody else on the market who had the knowledge of using the equipment we had to use, of not only having the knowledge who did it, so that means speaking the language of your customer. And also the capability to create a product out of it. Yes. That means there was not really competitors on the market. We had competitors, but they had a lack on the one side or on the other side. And I think the main reason why we were growing so fast during that time was because there was a hunger for exactly, or there was a need for exactly what I provided. Which is and luck, sure, like everybody needs luck in sometimes. Yeah. And looking back, I said from nowadays is I probably made every mistake a businessman can do. Yeah, but that's just natural. And not made any mistakes. Any mistakes? I made all mistakes. But that was a good learning curve, and I was able to recover and do stuff there, and invested, got money out, reinvested it. So you would say that the essence of our business is providing customized solutions to the customer, not just selling a product and say, here it is, take it or leave it, right? So address every customer. Exactly. Listening and being able to consult properly and translate this into a ready product which meets exactly the requirements of the customer. And another aspect of what happened during that time was in the beginning, the customers like to tell me the solution of their problem. Very soon they recognized we can speak one language with this guy. So I always ask, what is your problem? I mean, what is the problem? I want to understand the problem you have, and please don't tell me a solution. We find a solution, but tell me. Tell me, and I want to understand your problem. Yeah. And I would also say consulting, piece of consulting about different problems. I mean, standing in front of a door that is closed or locked, having this piece of equipment with me, and I need exactly this piece of equipment immediately.
Yes,
that is a problem. So, what would you do? What would be your suggestion?
Yeah, makes sense. Exactly. Don't come up with solutions. Leave this on our side, so to say. But be able to precisely address your problem.
Yep.
And then I don't know, first customers. So how did this all grow? You know, because I'm pretty much, and we can say this openly. You now, so after you kind of wouldn't say retreat. You withdraw is also the wrong expression. You stepped a little back from business, so to say.
Very diplomatic.
That's the reason why I'm here also. Is like that that you, from your mindset, I had to find a job description for you. You know that. So we were sitting together. Hey, Jakob, I'm about to leave now. What can we do? And I came up with the conclusion. Okay, you're going to be the designer now. So designer. I should have found a proper description in for the org chart and stuff like that. But that's your typical mindset. So I think, like, from my view, ISO 9001, ISO 14001, ISO 7001, stuff like that, standards, processes, and things like that. It's of none of it is of interest for you, right? So
I mean, I think piece of the cake is as more you grow, as more you don't do what you started for. And I started on the sewing machine, finding designs, finding solutions for problems. And as more people are involved, as less you do exactly what I did in this case.
Yeah, so, because you had to like coordinate all these guys. Like
exactly, and this is what took the fun out of it. Right nowadays, I'm back in development and research, and I'm doing exactly again what I started with. So I'm happy again.
Yeah. Fully understand that, and you need to be a different person to tackle like processes. I don't know, handling a company of 65 and stuff like that. But still, I'm very happy that you're still like on the team, so to say, doing the stuff. And I think everyone should do what one is up for and not one has to do. You know, that is, I think, the key to success.
I think the more important thing is to be honest to yourself and do what you're best in. And in my case, I haven't found the fun in coordinating a lot of people who are probably not in design. I mean, as more people, as less are in design and development, you need all the rest done too.
Yeah.
And I wasn't this guy, so I was hopefully honest enough to myself, and now I'm back and doing what I love.
Yeah. Then we once, so at the end of the day, we didn't really look at the US market back in the days, but you still were present like on SHOT Show, getting impressions and stuff like that, and then at a very early stage, you got in touch with U.S. companies also that had also decent products, and about that time you decided to not only being a producing company but also being like a trading company, because you had the impression that you could help these guys in Germany or in Europe even. So how did you get in touch with these guys? Because I think it's some 10 or 11 years back, and these days. So you were the newbie, like small company located in Bavaria at a place literally you only know from skiing or mountaineering. And then how did you get in touch with Dana or
Glen?
Yes, Glen. Sorry.
I mean, it started with Glen. I heard the rumor that a unit was looking for sniper backpacks, and I did know 𝗖cie from SHOT Show, because I was visiting SHOT Show in the very early beginning I still know SHOT Show at Orlando, 2009. During that time, I got in contact with Glenn Ivele from Ivele Stock, and we become good friends. And very soon, I imported his sniper backpacks, and for hunting and sniper missions, perfect backpacks. Because in the very beginning, I decided not to do backpacks because during that time I haven't had the resources. And also haven't had the knowledge. For me, it's totally different.
It's a
same
different
material,
story, yeah.
Same material, different story. So I went to, in this case, best sniper backpack or hunting backpack manufacturer, and Dana Gleason also there. We were looking for heavyweight lift backpacks, and also during SHOT Show, I came in contact with Dana. We sent guys over for learning their mindset. They came over to us, so Dana was a couple of times here.
Really?
Also Glenn. Glenn Ivele was a couple of times here in Lengvis. We're still in close contact. And I myself spent 2015, 2 weeks in Montana, Bozeman. And I think it was in 2007, 2008. I was in Boise, 2007. I was in Boise just to get in contact with Glenn. And it started from there on.
Okay, cool.
A lot of guys are asking why we are running 2 backpack companies. For me, it makes a difference. And so for us, for all of us, it's very
The use
simple.
case is different.
The use case is different.
Yeah,
the one is carrying a weapon and your additional equipment, and the other manufacturer is carrying heavy equipment and special stuff too. So
makes sense. Exactly. And then from your perspective now, like no longer being part of like all these meetings in the company. So how does that feel from I'd say remote perspective, looking at what you created some 16, 17 years back? Does that make you proud or?
No, proud is the wrong word. No, proud. I mean, there was never a plan to grow this big.
Yeah.
It just happened. There was a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, have a solution. and I never said no.
Yeah.
That is pretty what happened during that time. But I wouldn't say proud. It just happened.
It just happened, and now it is there.
It's like I mean, is the right saying? If I say a company is like a small kid, it has a birth. It comes to this world. It grows, and there is a day where you have to let it go and do. Or let her make her own decisions or the own decisions. I think it was time for me to step back and
look at new stuff to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And from solving problems, like we have now 5,000 models in the sample room where we've been solving problems over the last 15 years. So thanks for that. So there's a solid base to build on for the future. So. Any last words, Sepp? What are you going to do, like, I don't know, next year? So no plan, no nothing?
I have plans.
Yeah, we won't reveal it. Yeah. Would you do that again, like buying a sewing machine, starting off your kitchen table, doing stuff like that, when you look back at the time?
Business-wise or
just fun and business, because it should always go together.
As said, there was never a plan behind growing a business out of it. It just happened, just to be honest. To answer your question, yes, I would do it again. In this situation, that was the best decision I ever did. Just to create your equipment. And as I mentioned, during that time, I was looking for becoming better, becoming more efficient, becoming faster, having this extra advantage in combat.
And we're still trying to catch up on this idea, because I strongly believe in that. Make guys better, faster, safer in that way on operations. So we can also say that. So we started the company, or you started the company with the focus on like the special operations guys, and we still keep that focus. Although we're now going more into the direction retail business and stuff like that, because why shouldn't some end customers also participate from products we made for a specific focus, like for the elite guys, so that can be like also an advantage. I'm for sure it's an advantage for the guys.
Sure, I agree 100%.
I know that for you it's not relevant, but still at the end of the day,
it is relevant, because special forces or just regular infantry, they're working with the same tactics. Just to be honest, the SF units have more time to train together. That means there's less communication. We did it once, so everybody remembers it. They stay together all the time. In the end, the human behind is the most important thing.
Yes.
I mean, what I figured out very soon in the beginning is a lot of guys think they are buying the right equipment, and now they are special forces.
Yeah.
No. There's the training behind it.
Yeah.
I always compare it to a Formula One car. If you're able to buy the actual Formula One car from Ferrari,
have fun driving it.
You have fun, and do you really think tomorrow you compete against the best drivers in the world? Probably not.
Show me how to drive.
It's a lot of training behind it, and that was, as said, the main focus: make you more efficient in your training base. I know a lot of guys who would do it with World War II equipment, probably faster and better than guys with all the schickimicki equipment.
High-speed Gucci.
High-speed Gucci.
All right.
So human factor is the most important. Train yourself.
Sepp, any last words on anything?
Good luck.
Yeah, that was probably the last video you have seen with this guy. So there's going to be a lot more on Warrior Talk in the future. Stay tuned, folks. Have fun. Take care. Bye-bye.